High achievers who struggle with success sabotage and how to stop it. Why do high achievers end up sabotaging their own success? You think that once you'd hit certain levels of success, whether hitting 6 or 7 figures, building a thriving business, or being recognized as a thought leader in your industry, you'd be immune to self sabotage. But that's not how the brain works. In fact, the more successful you become, the more your subconscious mind resists the growth. It's wired to keep you safe and the unknown, even if its bigger success feels like a threat. So if you've ever procrastinated on big opportunities or undercharged for your services or avoided taking the next big step in your business, it's not because you're lazy or unmotivated. It's because your brain is trying to protect you from what it perceives as a danger. In this video, I'm going to show you why high achievers fall into this self-sabotage, especially after achieving massive success. I'm going to show you the 3 subconscious triggers that create this invisible ceiling and how to break free and program your brain so success becomes your new normal. I'm Dr. Shannon Irvin, founder of the Sync Neurocoach certification and the creator of the 67-day year method. And I've spent years helping high achievers, entrepreneurs, and business owners just like you identify and wire their subconscious patterns that are keeping them stuck so they can break through their income ceilings and create sustainable success. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop self-sabotage in its tracks and why high achievers get stuck in self-sabotage. So here's what most people don't realize. Self-sabotage isn't about willpower or discipline. It's not because you're lazy or lack motivation. It's actually your subconscious mind doing its job, keeping you safe and familiar. When you hit a new level of success, your brain perceives the success as unknown territory. To your subconscious, unknown equals unsafe. So instead of allowing you to move forward, your brain triggers behaviors that bring you back to familiar ground. You might maybe procrastinate on opportunities that take you to the next level, or maybe play small and say no to clients or projects that feel too big, or possibly stay stuck in busy work instead of focusing on high impact actions. This is what creates the invisible ceiling where you consciously want to grow, but your subconscious is doing everything to pull you back. Until you remove the source of these patterns, you'll keep hitting that revenue ceiling, no matter how much you want to break through. Now, I want to tell you the 3 subconscious triggers that cause this self-sabotage. The 3 biggest triggers that lead achievers, high achievers, to sabotage their own success. Trigger number 1 is that fear of losing control. As a high achiever, you're used to being in control. You've built success by staying on top of everything, keeping all the plates spinning. But as your business grows or your career scales beyond what feels manageable, your brain interprets that growth as a loss of control. When things feel too big or unpredictable, your subconscious triggers feelings of overwhelm and anxiety. And instead of stepping into the next level by delegating or scaling, you stick to what feels safe, busy work, overmanaging, or even avoiding big moves that could create exponential growth. It's like driving with 1 foot on the gas and 1 foot on the brake. You're pushing towards growth, but your subconscious is slamming on the brakes, keeping you from losing control. All right, trigger number 2 is the subconscious identity conflict. Success doesn't just challenge your comfort zone, it challenges your identity zone. If you've always believed the myth that hard work is the only way to succeed, or that your worth is tied to achievement, or your subconscious creates an internal conflict when success starts coming easier and faster. You're becoming someone new, but your subconscious is still trying to protect the version of you that worked so hard to get here. So instead of embracing this new level of success, your subconscious sabotaged it to maintain the identity that feels familiar. This is why so many high achievers feel a deep sense of imposter syndrome or not enoughness, even after achieving massive levels of success. It's not that you aren't capable, it's that your subconscious is trying to protect the version of you that feels safe and familiar. All right, on to trigger number 3, fear of outshining others. The 3rd trigger is a sneaky one. Many high achievers subconsciously fear that success will distance themselves from people that they care most about. If you've ever thought, if I grow too much, I'll outshine my family, my friends, my peers, this is your subconscious trying to protect those relationships. Success often makes us feel like we're leaving people behind, and that growing beyond our circle means that we're losing connection and acceptance. Your brain interprets this as a threat. So even though you consciously want to succeed, deep down, your brain is pulling you back to stay connected and safe within your circle. This reminds me of joy. Joy was one of my clients, and she came in and she'd been doing launch after launch after launch, and she's been getting traction, little bit of traction at a time. But here's the thing, when Joy started to invest in ads, and then the master classes started performing at a higher level, she pumped the brakes. She started creating new projects, new programs, new courses that she was interested in, instead of selling the one that was gaining so much traction. As we dove into why that was happening, the pattern that presented was this pattern about her father. Her father was an amazing entrepreneur, and she loved him and she worshiped him. She just loved following, and she loved following in his footsteps, but her father was never home. In fact, she'd wait up late at night just to be able to hug her father goodnight, way past midnight and beyond. And so what pattern had developed in Joy's subconscious is, if I'm successful, I leave my family behind and I'm not a good parent. Now, I want to teach you how to break free and rewire your brain in just 67 days. So, how do you wire seven-figure patterns and break free from self-sabotaging ones? The answer is what I call neuroachievement. It's a 3-step process designed to align your brain with your goals. So, step 1 is clarify. Identify the exact limiting pattern holding you back. For me, it was believing if I made 200,000, I would become greedy. For Joy, it was that she would become a bad parent. Step number 2, use proven simple neuroscience techniques to weaken and remove these old patterns. This is done with the mind matrix, and exactly what I did to crush through that $200,000 story and remove that so that I hit 7 figures in just 6 months period of time. It is removing the brake pedal that is holding you back. Step 3, replace that belief with a new empowering truth, so success becomes automatic. Now I believe more I make, the more I can give generously. It is like updating old software on your computer. Once you replace the old outdated programming, your brain starts running a new pattern, one that's aligned with your goals. Okay, what's next? Set systems, not goals. Now that you understand how to break through self-sabotage, here's the truth. Most high achievers get stuck because they're setting goals instead of building systems. Goals are great, but without the right systems in place, they're just wishful thinking. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to set systems, not just goals, so you can create predictable, sustainable momentum in your business. Click here to watch this now and take you to the next level. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click down below to subscribe and click that bell to get notified when we have more business building, 7-figure CEO creating videos. I can't wait to see you on the next video. Bye for now.